Shalom, Israel. This is Bishop Nathaniel. The Israelites have been scattered across the four corners of the earth, as prophesied in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter. Here in Israel United in Christ, we need your help to recover the remnant of our people, teach them the gospel. Please help us, support us, and join or donate to the Booster Club today. Shalom.
We was on the bottom, yeah. Now we headed to the top, new level. On my level, don't see anybody, I don't see them. This right here could never stop, this could never stop. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. Ay, this right here could never stop. Hold up, nah, nah. One time, ay. I live on the job, right? Yeah, I'm always at work, right? Real people stay by me, right? Haters wanna do hurt, right? Know they tryna stop me, right? Drag my name through dirt, right? I don't feed into the hate, right? I just answer with a smirk, facts. I feel so special, facts. I know my worth, facts. My bloodline royal, facts. We the kings of the earth, right?
You Africanus, he was a white man. And then they conquered Africa, right? It used to be called the land of Ham. God gave him the title of Africanus, that's why the continent is named after him.
Teacher!
Alright, so now America was conquered after America Vespucci. That was conquered by an Italian navigator. So that was conquered by a white man, right? So Africa and America were conquered by white men. Can two white men make you or me? No. This is what God calls us in the Bible. You will be what? From what tribe? Your nationality?
Judah.
Judah, from the tribe of Judah. Christ also came from that tribe. Give me Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68. How did we come over here on a slave ship?
Captured the slaves, right?
We're what?
Captured the slaves.
Yes, sir. Captured as what? As what? As slaves, right? So we were put on what type of transport? Oh, so now when we read this verse, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 68, it's a curse that only happened to our people. That's how we prove who we are according to the Bible. We read Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 15 to verse 68. Curses were put on our people for us breaking the commandments. Start at verse 15.
Verse 15, Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes which I command thee this day, that all these curses.
All these what?
All these curses.
Are curses a good thing or a bad thing, Marcus? Bad, right? Read on.
Shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Verse 68. So these curses came upon us and they overtook us.
Right.
Why? Why did he say he was going to put curses on the Israelites?
Teacher!
Start at verse 15 again.
Verse 15. But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
If thou wilt not hearken, if we did not listen to the voice of the Lord thy God, read on.
To observe and to do all his commandments and his statutes which I...
To do what?
All his commandments.
To observe, to do.
And his statutes which I command thee this day.
So he's talking about his laws, statutes, and commandments. He put curses on us for us breaking those. Verse 68.
Verse 68.
Get out!
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
That's
what is he talking about? He's going to bring us back into Egypt again. He already delivered us out of Egypt, right? Moses parted the Red Sea. We walked through it, went to the wilderness, right? Destroyed Egypt. So we left Egypt. What is he talking about? He's talking about a condition. Read it again.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
With what?
With ships.
So let's figure out what Egypt means. What does God mean by he's going to bring us back into Egypt?
Bring it out.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, and verse 2.
Bring it out.
I am the Lord thy God, which have brought thee out of the land of Egypt, out of the house of bondage.
Out of what?
The house of bondage.
So what is bondage synonymous for? Bondage.
Bondage.
Yes, sir.
Together.
Bondage. Like somebody put you in bondage. What is that?
Teacher.
Somebody put you in bondage. What is that? Bound you. Captured you.
Get out.
It'd be captivity. Slavery, right?
Okay.
So, go back to verse 68. So he brought us back into captivity again. Read.
Verse 68. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again.
Into slavery again, Marcus.
With ships.
With what?
Ships.
So that's prophesied in the Bible that we were going to be put on cargo slave ships. Look down at the bottom. Did that not happen to us? Did that not happen to our people?
Right.
We were put on cargo slave ships, packed like sardines. You see how they stacked us like that?
Right.
You had to be on the boat from what? 3-6 months on the boat trying to get from the West Coast to Africa to what? To America, right?
Teacher.
Who else did this happen to? Who else was put on cargo slave ships?
Nobody else.
No, nobody else. But why is the Bible saying that this is going to happen to a certain group of people? It's actually talking about you. It's actually talking about your history is going to happen to so-called blacks and Hispanics.
Bring it out.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Because Moses spake unto the Israelites, like in verse 15 to verse 68. Hey, guess what, Marcus? If we break the commandments, God said He's going to put curses on our people. All right.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, and verse 68.
Bring it out.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
He said Egypt again. Remember, Egypt means slavery or captivity, right? Again, but
with ships.
with what?
With ships. By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right.
Thou shalt see it no more again.
Talking about our homeland, because have we been able to go back to our homeland? No, since they brought us over here in 1619, guess what they used us for? Chattel slavery, right? Housekeeping, out in the field, tobacco leaves, right? And the sugar cane. That's what they did. And rice, beans, right? Corn.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
You know?
By the way whereof I spake unto thee.
Right.
Thou shalt see it no more again. And there ye shall be sold.
Oh, wait, what?
And there.
So when we got to these places that they kidnapped us from, we shall be what?
Sold unto your enemies.
Wait, friends.
Your enemies.
Because when you got off the cargo slave ship, were you giving to friends? Were you taken care of? You know what they did? Tell me some things that they did to our people when we got off the slave ship.
Sold us.
Bring it out.
What did they do to us though?
Beat us, sell us.
They did what?
Beat us, sold us.
Sold us, right? Look down at the sign. When you look down at the sign, this is what they did to our people. You see that? These are the things. They put us on the auction block, right? Had these people in the crowd picking us out. The Mandingo, they used to have us fight against each other. These are the things that they put on our heads. They put these shackles on our necks as well. All right? These are the things that they did to our people. Our sons and our daughters that were sold to other people. That's what they did. He said, you shall be sold to who?
And there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen
Or slave men.
and bondwomen,
And slave women.
and no man shall buy you.
So give me verse 32. So right now what we just reading to, we just read that we were going to be sold to other people. We were going to be sold to these other nations, right? Because of what we did. We broke God's commandments, so God said, guess what? God's our Father, this is how He's going to chastise His children. I'm going to put you on cargo slave ship. I'm going to have your kids sold to different people. This right here is actually talking about you, because this didn't happen to nobody else, right? As we read Deuteronomy chapter 68, right? That didn't happen to nobody else. Who else can you think of that happened to? Verse 32, watch this.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28 and verse 32. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
Shall be what?
Shall be given unto another people.
It says our sons and daughters were given into another people. Jump to verse 41.
Verse 41. Thou shalt beget sons and daughters, but thou shalt not enjoy them.
It says thou shalt beget. Marcus, we would have sons and daughters, but we would not enjoy them. Why?
For they shall go into captivity.
That's your what?
for they shall go into captivity.
Jump to verse 32.
Teach Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 32. Bring it out. Thy sons and thy daughters shall be given unto another people.
So who else did that happen to? Who else did that happen to? You ever seen our Roots? 12 years a slave, birth of a nation? What happened when you had your sons and daughters come to the same plantation? The master wanted to make a little bit of money. They were given to another people, right? You know.
And thine eyes shall look and fail with longing for them all the day long.
Because guess what? When master woke up early in the morning and said, hey, guess what? I want to sell your daughter. Oh, and I want to sell your son to Mr. Smith's plantation. Was there anything you can do about it? No, the sorrow, you're going to have sorrow in your eyes. You said fail for longing?
All the day long.
You were sitting there crying, guess what? Master didn't care. You were doing what?
All the day long.
In sorrow, crying. There was nothing you can do. Why? Because they weren't considered yours. They were considered the master's property, right? That was the master's property. That's why he did what he wanted to do with our people. Read.
And there shall be no might in thine hand. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation which thou knowest not eat up.
So did they not do that too? Because when we were here, we planted, we harvested, we was out there in the field. We did all that, right? From sun up to sundown. But were we able to collect on these things? Were we able to make money off of it? Reparations, anything like that? No, they ate up our land and they made you work on the land and they ate up the things that you made for them. So now, what things do we have to do to come back to the Bible, back to God, Marcus? What things do we have to do? So now you understand what? What are we reading right now? We're reading our history, right? So why has this not been taught to our people in the Christian churches, right? You went to church? What did the pastor teach you? Teach you anything? Keep the laws, statutes, and commandments? Did he teach you any of those? Bible verses, right? All right, Mark, this is what God requires out of all of us, okay? We all got to keep these things, okay, to get the kingdom.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee?
So, Marcus, what does God require out of us, all right?
But to fear the Lord thy God.
So what does it mean to fear God, Marcus?
To fear God.
What does that mean, though? Because a lot of people say they fear God, but what comes with it? Well, if they fear God, what would come with fear? When you're scared, right? When you're scared, what comes with that? When you watch a scary movie, you get a scary feeling, right? You're scared of something, the bad guy or whoever it is that's going around killing people, right? You basically have that fear that comes upon you. When you break God's statutes and commandments, there's the judgment that comes behind it. Remember, he gave us laws, statutes, and judgment. Laws to keep us safe, and the judgment is, guess what, is the correction if we break them. Guess what? He said, children of Israel, I gave you laws, statutes, and commandments, but guess what? I'm going to put curses on our people, and this is a judgment that happened to our people. Put it on slave ships. Those were judgments that happened to our people. You understand? Those are judgments for breaking God's commandments. Read.
The book of Psalms, chapter 119 and verse 120. My flesh trembleth for fear of thee.
Of what?
For fear of thee. And I am afraid of thy judgment.
I'm a what?
And I am afraid of thy judgment.
He said, I am afraid of thy judgment. That means he's afraid of what? I'm afraid of your correction. Because God's correction is, he's a father, like I said. God's correction is different. This is what he did to our people.
That's
right. All right? Deuteronomy chapter 10, verse 12.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 10 and verse 12. Bring it out. And now, Israel, what doth the Lord thy God require of thee? But to fear the Lord thy God.
So now, Marcus, what does it mean to fear the Lord thy God? Based off what we just read out of the Bible.
Fear of breaking God's commandments.
Yes,
that's right. That's right. You know? All praise. To walk in all his ways. And to love him.
To do what?
And to love him.
So, Marcus, do you love God? So now give me what love is according to the Bible.
Bring it out.
All right, so now let's get the definition of what it means to love God according to what God said.
Bring it out. Verse 3. For this is the love of God, that we keep his commandments.
That we do what?
That we keep his commandments. That's right. And his commandments are not grievous.
He said, this is the love of God. He said that we do what? What did he say? Keep his commandments. He said his commandments are not
and his commandments are not grievous.
Commandments are not hard to do. Because watch this, Isaiah chapter 29, verse 13. Because this is what our people do. Our people say they love God, they fear God, but what comes with love and fear? Because when you tell your kid, don't do this, the love for that kid is for him to not, get hurt. Don't run out there in the street. Why? Because your love is for him is that he don't get hurt and get hit by the car, right? Right? The fear comes from when he breaks that is what? Your correction. Hey, come here. I told you not to do that. Go stand in the corner. I'm taking this away from you. You don't get to go outside all week. You understand that? That's a father's correction, right? That's the fear the kid has. Like, man, I'm going to get in trouble. Maybe I shouldn't be doing this. My dad's going to give me correction. Read what you got.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 29 and verse 13. Wherefore the Lord said, for as much as his people draw near me with their mouth, and their lips do honor me, but have removed their heart far from me.
They have done what?
Removed their heart far from me.
With their lips they do honor me, but remove their heart, their mind far from me. I love God. I love God. But guess what? Now you know what love is according to the Bible, which is what, Marcus?
Right. You know,
if you love God, what's that mean you're going to do? You're going to keep his commandments. So now you know when people say I love God, you go, hey brother, hey sister, that means you got to keep the law. Because that's what the law says, read.
And their fear toward me is taught by the precept of men.
Their fear towards me has been taught by the precepts of men. Our slave masters, our enemies that put us on a boat. Hey, all you got to do is just believe. But God said you got to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. God said the children of Israel, they are the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and they're the Indians. They're the only ones that put the curses on. They're the only ones that did this too. And put shame on them because they dishonored what I told them to do.
That's right.
All right. So give me 1 Corinthians chapter 11, verse 3. So we're going over commandments, right? Bring it up. We're going to read commandments that we're supposed to do as men, right?
Bring it out,
Start at verse 1.
Teach,
so let's see what Paul said. Let's see what Paul said.
The book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 1. Be ye followers of me, even as I also am of Christ.
You hear what Paul said? Paul said, I follow Christ, right? Be ye followers of me, even as I am of Christ. Jesus Christ, right? Jump to verse 3.
Verse 3. But I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Is who?
Is Christ.
The head of every man is Christ. Read on.
And the head of the woman is the man.
The man's in charge of the woman. There's no 50-50. This is order being set up. You understand that, right?
And the head of Christ is God.
So wait, Christ has somebody you have to pay attention to. The Father, right? Read on.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
So God is saying every man praying, if you're praying to the Most High God, or you're prophesying, reading out his Bible, then we have a head covered. He said, does what?
Dishonoreth his head.
You what?
Dishonoreth his head.
Whose head will we be dishonoring if we all had caps on right now?
Teach
Christ, right? So now, right now, this is a commandment. So what would you do if the law's coming out? So you don't want to dishonor God. Well, what should you do? Read it again. Right, because guess what? You're not showing honor to us. You're showing honor to who? Read it again.
Book of 1 Corinthians, chapter 11 and verse 3. Bring it out. I would have you know that the head of every man is Christ.
Read.
And the head of the woman is the man. And the head of Christ is God.
Because that's how God set up the order. God, Christ, man, woman. That's the order. Read on.
Every man praying or prophesying, having his head covered, dishonoreth his head.
That's right. That is a dishonor to me. Remember, we were put in captivity for what? Dishonoring God's commandments.
Bring it out.
This is one of the commandments that was given to all people, because guess what? That's what God said he wants his sons to do. That's an honor. So what should we do, Marcus?
Honor.
How do we do that?
Follow his commandments.
How do we do that? Give me 1 Samuel 2 and 3. How do we do that? How do we honor God? Correct. So what is God saying to do? Think about it. God is saying we got to take our hat off if this Bible's being read, because you're prophesying.
So you want me to take my hat?
Yeah, that's what God said. He wants you to take your hat off.
That's right.
I gotta go.
But what you gonna do though? What you gonna do though? All praises. All praises.
All praises.
Hey, you got a plight, right?
Black power. while Heron was pushed. But at the end of the day, nothing's in vain. IUIC has been given a vision. The tents of Judah has risen. Many has attempted the mission, minor murmuring, omitting, and missing the mark. Just reading that he had the flame of fire in his eyes gave us the spark. We on Paul's mission. We out on the road, purple and gold, from Mexico, Cuba, Haiti, Ghana, Sierra Leone. 144,000 boots banging, concrete crackling. These are our men repented at heart. The scriptures is proof. IUIC, we deliver the truth.